because it was just a few weeks ago where Black women collectively declared that they were going into their, what did they call it? Selfish era, Black girl era, where we're just not going to do anything. Hey, well, Diva, it is Selfish Saturday. I know I haven't done one of these in a minute, but I'm thinking about 3 weeks or so ago where Black women in America collectively decided to enter a selfish era. A rest era. That's what they called it, right? And so I'm just checking in to see if anybody's still doing it, because here we are about 25 days later. Long enough to create new habits. I gave y'all the 21 days of peace practice so that you could enter into a rest era and could adapt some new habits. But I know it's not always that easy to do. So I just want y'all to see what rest looks like. This is rest, okay? This is chilling. This is taking care of me. This is my selfish time. And I want to make sure we're all getting that time, y'all. So what are you doing? Okay, I got 3 things I want to go over here. First, I want to talk about, are you really stepping back and allowing God to take care of business while you focus on yourself? Okay, if you're not doing that, let's work on making that change first. Okay, we get about 35,000 thoughts that cross our mind in a day. So that's 35,000 chances to make a decision, to do something different, okay? To get off of that treadmill of, I'm taking care of this, I'm handling that, I'm fixing that, I'm being the backbone of America, I'm being the doormat, whatever. You get 35,000 chances in a day to make a different decision. Now, every time a thought comes up, you get about a quarter of a second to decide if I'm going to do this or if I'm going to do that. You get that chance. So you're not moving around like a robot. You get the opportunity. So what I want you to do is think about over the next, even just a day, but it would be great if you could do it for a week and even journal about it in the evening. How are you making different decisions that are going to lead to new habits, that are going to lead to new ways of being treated, that's going to actually create your rest era? Okay? So remember, you get that little quarter of a second. It's not a long time, but it does seem like it. So start practicing that. And let's see how that goes for you, where you're stepping back and let God be in control of some things while you go on and take care of yourself, which is the next thing I want to talk about, is your health. Check on your health. A lot of the things that are bothering us physically are due to decisions that we make. And we can make some lifestyle changes that can actually reverse many of the issues that we deal with in our bodies. I know for me, I like to do a detox from time to time, and that'll help me discover what are the things that I'm doing that I can do different that's going to reverse an issue in my body. You may not know this story because I don't think I've told it in a video, but I know I've talked about it in some of my retreats and in the detoxes that we've done as a group. But several years ago, I discovered through doing an elimination diet that I was sensitive to gluten. And it was creating problems in my brain. I was having a lot of brain fog, memory loss like crazy. Like it was so bad. I remember one time I had gone into human resources where I worked. There was another lady, we were both waiting. She's standing there, we start chatting. Never seen her before, but we start chatting, we start giggling about whatever. And then eventually, one of us goes into the office and we don't see each other again. And listen, I come out of that office And I run into this lady, and I'm telling you, this had to be no more than 15 minutes later. This lady walks by me and she smiles and she giggles as though we know each other. And I'm looking at her like, I don't know who that is, but I try to play it off and I smile. And I keep walking and I'm thinking, who is that? It was the same lady I had just had the conversation with and the giggles with 15 minutes prior. That's how bad my memory was. And that was several years ago. And it was way later. And I just kind of dealt with it. I guess I don't know what I thought. I don't know. I think I thought it was normal. But it was way later, several years later, that it had gotten to the point where I was having trouble putting sentences together. And I am very chatty. I was getting quiet for the first time in my life. Like I was like struggling to get my thoughts together to even have a conversation. And it was when I gave up gluten for 3 weeks and came back and started consuming gluten again, that's when I realized, dang, I was having chest pain, heartburn. I had gone to get an EKG because I was like, something's wrong with my heart. I was like feeling nauseous every morning, all these crazy symptoms, all that, the memory loss, the brain fog, the problem putting sentences together, all that had cleared up in the 3 weeks, but I didn't notice because I wasn't looking for it. And it all started to come back when I put gluten back into my diet. So I found all that out just through doing a detox. So this will be a good time to check in on some of the issues you're dealing with and find out which ones are diet related and what emotions do you need to clear out. How are you handling things emotionally? Get more mindful. And that leads me into the third thing I want you to do. Go back to the 21-day peace practice videos that I just did for you and see which one of those practices could you put into your life daily. Do you have a morning routine of something that you do for yourself before you face the world? Maybe you do. Are you doing it? Are you following your morning routine? Or maybe you need to update your morning routine, change it up, do something a little bit different. Like maybe instead of doing your meditation, you could do some journaling or maybe add to your meditation, because I don't never want to tell you not to meditate. That's a wonderful thing. And especially if you can do it more than a minute, because I still struggle with it, but I find guided meditations to be a lot easier for me. And that's what I've put into the 21-day peace practice for you. I think it was on day 19. You can find that. But what are you doing with your mornings before you face the world? Give yourself that first portion of the day, because we want others to lift us up, but we got to lift ourselves up so we can show them how it's done, show them how they need to treat us. Okay? And then the fourth thing I'll mention is do a retreat. I'm having a retreat coming up. I know I'm not the only one, but if you want to join mine, welldiva.com/retreat, join us. Take some time for yourself. Get away and let everybody know this is my me time. And make people respect that, because you got to make them respect it. They just don't come just because you want it, okay? So that's it for today. This is our Selfish Saturday. We're going to get back on this. I know this is the first one I've done in a while, but I do plan to bring these back at least starting in the new year. Maybe not this month, or maybe not December, but in the new year I will bring these back, because I definitely want to keep us mindful of putting ourselves first. It's just not something historically we've done, especially those of us who are the oldest daughter in the family. I know about that. I'm not the oldest daughter. I am the only daughter. And so therefore I am a pro. I'm a professional at being the princess, because that's all I know. I was the only girl and the youngest, y'all. So I'm telling y'all how to do this. You need to get a little bit more princessy about yourself, about how you're being treated, okay? All right, I'll see you next time. Have a blessed and wonderful and selfish day.